Hi, welcome to my little farm. These are our horses. I thought you might like to see them. They are getting kind of curious and wondering what we're doing. But I wanted to take today to give you a little background knowledge to help you better understand and picture in your mind the novel that we're going to read called Where the Red Fern Grows. So I'm going to take you down to our river bottoms, show you a large sycamore tree, and give you a little tour. Hope you enjoy. As we're approaching the tree line here, you can see that the land's kind of changing a little bit. We're coming out of my pasture area, and this is an old road actually. There was a bridge that crossed the river here years ago, and they took the bridge out. It wasn't safe anymore, and closed the road. And now the road is part of our property. The bridge was called the Gooseneck Bridge. So if you know anything about Newton County history, you might have heard of the Gooseneck Bridge, which happened to be named because of the river. The river here has a bend towards it, and the bend looks like a goose's neck, and so that's why the bridge got its name. But over here on the side, you can kind of see where the land has changed a little bit too. It's a little bit lower down, and we're starting to get into what we would call the river bottoms. Now, when Billy was hunting with his dogs, he would head to a place kind of like this, where there's lots of trees and underbrush, and getting closer to the river. That's where raccoons like to live, and he would be out hunting. Now we're coming up onto our little campsite. We sometimes camp down here and cook out and have a little fire. And this would be very similar to the fisherman's cookout, where they camped and stayed, and where Billy was able to make money little by little to store in his KC baking powder can. So alright, now we're heading down towards the actual river bank. We've been in the river bottoms for a while, but right there at the edge is the river bank, and I'll walk on over there and show you. But here we are again looking at the river bottoms, lots of tall trees, great places for raccoons to hide and live. And this is where Billy and old Dan and little Ann would have spent their time out hunting, is along a river similar to this. I'm sure their river was a little bit different. This is the Iroquois River that my property runs along, and it is not a rock bottom river, it's a mud river, mud bottom. There's a little trail that we have. This tree right here is a sycamore tree, and in the novel Billy has to cut down the largest sycamore in the river bottoms, and they are very big trees, very tall. And this one is not full grown. It could get bigger, but it is a very large sycamore, and we do have some other sycamores on our property, but I picked this one to show you. This is an old railroad trestle, which means a bridge, and there was train tracks that went along the road that used to be here, but it's no longer used. The trestle's not used, and there's no trains that come down the track. But that's the old bridge, the trestle, here at the Gooseneck. I wanted to show you what some burrows or dens of animals would look like in the ground, because old Dan gets himself in a predicament and a muskrat den, and animals will dig these holes into the ground and live in them. I'm not sure this is a muskrat. It could be. Could also be a groundhog. I'm not sure. I've never seen an animal come in or out, and I'm not going to go exploring down there to find out who's living in there. I'm not sure they'll be very happy with me. I also wanted to show you a hollowed out tree. Sometimes trees will hollow out from the inside, still stay standing. This one's been broken off, but raccoons can go down in that hole in the bottom and then make their way up through the middle because it's hollowed out. And old Dan also gets himself in a predicament with a hollow tree. Here's another tree that would make a great raccoon den. If they had, they could crawl up the top and go down the middle of the tree and have a little spot for them to stay.